Support LaneSide. Get something cool.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to another edition of LaneSide Reviews. As always, I'm the bearded beast, Rob Johnson, and as you can tell from this opening, I'm still injured, which means we're going to be looking at a more rev-dominant / two-handed review for some new equipment. But don't worry, Scoops and Old Guy Wayne will be back soon doing one-handed reviews going forward. So until then, why don't we go LaneSide and see how today's equipment stacks up?
Alright guys, welcome back. As you can see, we're going to be looking at the new Radical Katana Strike. Now this is a hybrid ball. We'll talk a little bit about the cover and the core when we get into throwing it. But I wanted to look at the layout that we put on it. I went with a 4.5 by 5.5 by 2 1/4 PAL layout. So it's 4.5 inch pin to pap, and then a 2-to-1 ratio on our pin over and our second number here. That's going to equate out in dual angle to a 70 by 4.5 by 45 layout. If you remember when I was throwing one-handed, this is actually one of my favorite layouts. It's fairly symmetrical in the way that it rolls, even for an asymmetrical ball. Now that's not going to make it symmetrical, it's just going to have a more symmetrical way of getting through the pins. 4.5 inch pin to pap is pretty strong. It's going to have a good flare. And 45 degrees, it's going to have some fast response. So it's going to want to change direction relatively quickly, but not super quick. It's not going to be kicked left, hopefully. But the only way we're going to find out is if we take this thing down to the lanes and see how it stacks up. So we find ourselves here on the lanes, joined by Nick Porter, and we're going to be looking, as we said in the opening, at the Katana Strike. Now, we talked a little bit about the layout in the opening. Let's talk about the ball.
How about that?
That was pretty nice.
How about that?
I threw the Assault, the Katana Assault, when it came out, and that ball hooked a lot down lane. It was really angular. Tell us about this one.
Well, it's got the same core as the Assault.
Yes.
Which is the Katana Assault core. And that's modified from the original Katana by they put a flip block on the bottom.
They just stuck that thing right up on the bottom.
Yeah. And then it's got the HK22 base.
Yep.
Which is phenomenal.
Yeah.
And it's got the hyperkinetic hybrid cover stock.
That's a mouthful.
Yes. Yeah.
I kind of liked it better when they just had like A10, A35.
I know we all didn't know what it meant, but
just
it was easy
hyperkinetic
to say.
Hybrid is a mouthful.
Yeah.
Now, oh come on. Oh,
so you said the Assault was very whippy.
Yes. So hybrids, the point of a hybrid is to have something in between. Your solids are supposed to be early, a little bit smoother. Your pearls are supposed to get down and create more entry angle. Your hybrids are supposed to be the best of both worlds. Something that's going to be a little bit cleaner, but still have some roll.
Yeah.
This ball.
This is a hybrid.
So, I mean, I didn't go with a super strong layout. I went with actually a fairly smooth layout. Expecting the hyperkinetic to be pretty whippy.
Yeah.
No, it's a very controllable ball. This is something that you can see. I can get left with it. I can hit it hard.
Yeah.
I know it's going to see the break point. It's going to stand up. It's not going to be quite as continuous as some of my other stuff.
Yeah.
But it's going to roll forward and get through the pins.
Well, and that's what you need sometimes. You need it to be a little less continuous. Like
100%.
If you're coming off the end, and if the patterns are a little bit shorter and that continuous is just coming off, then especially now for you being two-handed with that.
Everything is continuous, yeah.
So,
well, you think if you're out there, you're throwing your purple hammer, your urethane to start, and you're making it muddy down lane, you need something stronger. Your pearl might become a little bit more over-under, where your hybrid, you know it's going to read the pattern before where it's gotten, oh, look at that, before you get that carry down spot. Yeah. It's cleaner, so it's going to get through where it's been beat up in the front part of the lane.
Exactly.
It's that ball that you can control, as I said, move in left, open the lane up after you've created friction. I say this all the time.
Yeah.
Once you create friction, if you don't have a friction point, this is the kind of thing you can do with this
ball.
ball.
And this ball is at 500, 1500, 3000. So semi-skip standard.
That's
but
right.
That also gives you a lot of room to play. And with the with it being hybrid.
Yep.
It takes surface well. You can polish it up and kind of make it a little bit more whippy, a little more angular,
Yep.
and bring it down and turn it into a solid. So this is like a perfect terminate ball, right?
Well, that's what I was
Yeah.
going to say. When you're limited on the equipment you can take, look at how deep I am. And look at the carry.
Still carry, because that's the dynamic core.
That's right. When you're limited on the amount of balls you can take, I always say your ball up should be a hybrid like this,
Yeah.
something that you can put polish on and make more whippy if you need it.
Yeah.
You can add surface to it and make it earlier and smoother. With this core, with this big differential, I know that I can control it off the. You can see, I can control it off the break point
Yeah.
there. I know that it's not going to finish over the the 9-pin for a left-handed, 8-pin for the right-handed.
Yeah.
I can split the rack, but I'm not going to have to worry about stupid leaves.
Yeah.
Now, here I am with my Rattler. Every company has a ball like this. This is why we use one similar, so that
Yeah.
everyone can compare. It's going to be stronger. Everybody
Yeah.
knows.
Well, yeah.
Just look at the shape difference we're going to get here. And
Let's see how far out it is.
it got farther outside.
Yeah.
It got farther down
Yeah.
than my Rattler, which is what I want.
Yeah.
And had a much greater impact angle, much better entry
Yeah.
angle. And you can see it here in
The versus.
the verses.
Yeah.
So watch it come off. Boom.
Yeah.
That looked nice. You can
Yeah.
see it's not as continuous
Yeah.
as the the Rattler was, but it still gets through the pins.
Well,
and
and
now
off-
we're gonna
yeah.
see it, Katana versus
With
Katana.
Yeah.
So you can see just how much versatility I can create with this.
Look at that. Wow.
And that was a lot of
I was gonna say that's about 5 to 6 boards.
and a lot of
Yeah, like,
distance
yeah.
difference as well.
Yeah.
This actually supplanted my Infinity that I had in my bag.
Yeah.
I love my Infinity. I
Yeah.
put the exact same layout on it as this one, and I found that this actually just read and cornered just that little bit better,
Yeah.
so that when I went to a tournament and I would have to change surfaces,
Surface. Yeah.
it just gave me that little bit extra.
Yeah.
And that's saying something, because I mean, my Infinity, I really liked. I've thrown some really big games with it. This has just opened the lane up and given me just that little bit more carry.
Well, and that's what you want, right? You want more room for error, so that you can play around and
And an extra hit, carrying an extra
Yeah.
one hit a game. I'm not averaging 210, 220,
No.
230. So an extra hit is an extra 20 pins for me
Yeah.
right now. Look at that shape difference.
wow.
So if you are looking for something with versatility that you can change surfaces on, especially for your tournament player, something that's going to be a little bit continuous but more angular,
Yeah.
this is it. This ball is a strike. That's a terrible pun. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss a show. So until next time, guys, we'll see you laneside.